Welcome back to Podcast Principles. Today, on episode 6, we're looking at the overall investment and the specific technology needed to start your podcast. This is one of the most common questions we get. Is podcast equipment expensive? Is it expensive to start? It can be, but it doesn't have to be. For all of our small creators and anybody on a budget, you don't have to worry because quality is within reach for you. Most people will tell you to just hit publish or it's all about the content. And as a creator, I get this, but as an audio engineer, this is actually some of the worst advice that you can follow. So let's jump in. A decent microphone is a necessity because this is a podcast. You have to start with good audio, but we also have to keep the budget in mind. People will tell you that you need something expensive, but I won't. The difference between a $25 microphone and a $100 microphone is massive. The difference between a $100 microphone and a $300 microphone is not, especially for the average listener. For all of my microphone recommendations, you could check the show notes below. Because of its sheer popularity and how good it's been to me personally and my podcast, I do have to highlight one microphone, and that is the Audio-Technica AT2100. This is a straightforward USB microphone that can plug directly into your computer or laptop. It is 100% a podcaster's best friend. For more advanced setups, the AT2100 also has an XLR output and a pass-through so you can plug in your headphones to hear yourself. In my opinion, this is the best starter mic on the market, period. Tim Ferriss still uses this mic. After 6 years and 900 million downloads, he actually sends this microphone to all of his guests to keep. So that's a testament to how great this thing is.
So this is the ATR2100. This is an Audio-Technica mic. And what makes this different is not only does it have an XLR, but it also has USB. So I will use this when I'm recording remotely and doing something via telephone, i.e. Skype.
Keep this in mind. Listeners don't have a trained ear. They just need consistent audio quality. They want to make sure that they can listen to your show without having to turn the volume up and back down again throughout the episode. You have to just invest in a simple setup to get professional quality sound. It doesn't really take that much. I can't stress this enough. I can make a list of 100 things that you can't control when it comes to your podcast, but audio, that is something that you can dial in from episode 1. Bad audio is a way to turn your listeners off immediately. Throw some money at it, get yourself a decent setup, and you never have to worry about this again. All right, so we just covered audio. Now let's dive in to the video side of things. When it comes to video for your podcast, the same concept applies. We want to avoid the extremes. You're not going to need high-end video equipment, but HD quality is a must, and there's really no reason to do video if you can't meet this basic requirement. For most podcasts, you can actually get away with a webcam. Our recommendation is the Logitech C920. Right now, this will run you about $60 US on Amazon, and it will cover everything you need. It's 1080p, so you get that HD quality. You can also purchase its more higher-end, newer cousin that's also available on Amazon for $180. The more expensive version, the Logitech Brio, is 4K, so that's going to get you even better video quality. So if you are looking to spend a little bit more money to get a better quality, then that's going to be the choice for you. We've used both of these cameras. We recommend both of them to our clients, and they've never let us down over the last 6 years. For those of you looking to do video with your podcast, please do not forget lighting. This is something that you have complete control over that can completely change the quality of your video. The main issue people have with lighting, and the reason why a lot of videos suck, is because they don't have a light source that's facing them. The worst thing that you can do is have your back to a window, a lamp, or a light source. The lighting needs to be in front of you, facing you. Lighting is everything for video. It's the difference between this and this. It's going to take your video from average to above average instantly. In terms of lighting, we have 2 recommendations at 2 different price points, and I put the links to both of these lights in the description below. I've used both of these lights personally, and I'm always recommending them to our clients. Our takeaway on lighting is this. If you have a light source facing you and not behind you, you're probably good. I used a standard work light for the first year of shooting my videos and had no problems. So the gist here is it doesn't have to be fancy, it just has to work. To wrap this up, just make sure you take the time to mess around with this stuff yourself. Get on Zoom and try it out. Make sure it looks and sounds good to you. If you're looking to record a podcast on Zoom, we're actually going to include our Zoom recording guide in the show notes below. That will show you the exact settings that you need to check on to make sure you have the proper sound and video for your Zoom calls. If you're looking to record by yourself or record a solo video, you can shoot me a message on LinkedIn. I'll have my link in the show notes below, and I can send you some further information and recording guides on that too. Thank you so much for tuning in to Podcast Principles. Today on episode 6, we covered recording and the podcast recording starter kit. If you're listening on Spotify, make sure to follow us and leave us a review. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, make sure to leave us an honest review there as well. If you're watching on the YouTube version, make sure to hit that subscribe button below. We release this podcast bi-weekly, teaching you how to start a podcast. Once again, thanks for tuning in. My name is Ryan R. Sullivan. My link to my LinkedIn profile will be in the show notes below, so make sure to connect with me there. And you can also visit the website for more free resources. We will see you on the next one.